Hi. I have been able to resume the gt-jtx product that I was working on after some time now, and in here I figured out that it'll take me quite some time trying to build the firmware, wiring up everything from scratch. So I came up with a smaller version which was kind of a prototype for me to test the concept, and this is based off the DIY 2560 OpenTX radio design that uses a standard Arduino Mega and hooks it up to an LCD, and at the same time that it can go inside your standard transmitter. If you do a Google search, you would find a lot about the DIY 2560 design. The only thing with that is that the classic DIY 2560 did not have support for the KS0108 LCD till now, but there's a wonderful project by NextStep which has been able to add the KS0108 support, LCD support to the OpenTX firmware. So I got hold of a KS0108 LCD here, but what I figured out was that the ones that I get in that are sold in India are not are the KS0108 based controllers, but they have a slightly different pinout, and these are marked by the part number gt-12864E. So typically, if you would go and buy a GLCD here, you would get hold of a gt-12864E, which is slightly different from the standard KS0108 in terms of the pinout. So it's not really a drop-in replacement. So I had to go through the data sheets and figure out what pin was what, and accordingly make certain changes to the hardware wiring. And I was able to set up the gt-12864E with the Arduino Mega and a single joystick and a single stick 3-axis joystick. So let's try to boot this up. So the moment I start it up, I get a lovely splash screen from NextStep, and here we are on the throttle warning screen, which is standard for all OpenTX based systems unless you've turned it off in the firmware. So right now all my inputs are not connected, so I'm going to try and simulate a throttle zero condition by shorting the throttle analog pin to ground. Okay, so here now we get into the main menu screen for OpenTX, and like I said, I have not really hooked up all the inputs right now. So I've only hooked up one of the inputs, and I have put in the rest of the inputs with the to the same input. So you can see there's a lot of noise on the channels. If you look at the pot bars, they're a little jittery. But yeah, I'm going to try and move the pot and see how the input behaves. So if you can see, when I move the pot, so this is like a single stick joystick that I'm using with 3 axes. I've currently hooked up everything to the rudder pot, and when I move the rudder pot, you can see the inputs varying from 0 all the way till the max value. I have also not hooked up any trim switches right now, but I can easily simulate the trim setting by shorting the pins to the ground. So I'll try to do that now. So here you see the rudder going to the left, and here we have the positive trim on the rudder. Same for the throttle, and then for the ailerons. Hang on, I think my computer just went to sleep. Okay, so let's do that again. All right, so that's how the trims are working. So my final plan is to have this kind of trim pot connected to the throttle, so I can control the throttle using my left thumb. This pot is pretty smooth, so it really feels daddy while setting up the throttle. So it's pretty feather touch. and it seems to have like a real long track that's just going to give me adequate resolution on the throttle. And if we look at the single stick joystick, then that also seems to have a decent travel in terms of all the three axes. So my next steps would be hooking up the SD card, hooking up the PPM radio, having all the trim switches in place, and hooking up the buzzer, the haptic feedback, etc. So thanks for watching.